So we made the embeddings playground. Our thinking was before ChatGPT came around, we didn't actually build with AI at all. It was the launch of ChatGPT making it like way easier that made people realize what is possible and thus like start to build. And for us, one thing that we think is like really interesting, but there's really not that many good tools for, is embeddings. And so we decided to build the embedding playground.
Yeah, so I'll give a quick demo. Yeah, we work on like code gen tools on the side. So part of today was like testing our tools and seeing, like, making sure they actually work before we launch. So yeah, so go ahead and just give a quick demo. So it's actually kind of hard to hold in here. How did you guys do? I'll just talk very loud. It's like very close. Okay, so so I come over here. So I'm just gonna like paste a list, some kind of basic stuff here. I can say like fruit over here. So obviously here you're gonna see it like all chunked together. That's not probably the most useful way. So I can come up here and just describe like the chunking method that I want. So in this case, I'm gonna say like new line and like 30 max or something. And so that'll change like how that all gets sorted, broken up into, so you can see the weights here, nothing too crazy. I can also like switch between models here. BGs sometimes works for us, but the API we're using kind of is, we keep blowing through our credits for it, so not today. But yeah, so so that's like one example. Let's say some other text I've seen recommend. Like, yeah, you can do like, again, you can do like an essay and change this to like, there's also like a control you can change here. So you can see what that would look like with like 100. And so it's just like a nice way to be able to say like, to be able to like just iterate on embeddings. So yeah, and then there's also like this like view code thing. So depending on how, like kind of what settings you end up with, you can just copy this code and paste it to your app, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Cool. Any question? Yeah.
What's the search bar for? Like you said, it's new line and 30 max, but there's also
yeah. So these are also here. Yeah. So we wanted to have it like be like a little bit more generative, where you could like split based off. For example, if you have code in, you could say like chunk it based off like functions, paragraphs. So we got like some of it in, but it was like structured to the point for like where it was not as like is what we're talking about.
This is pretty. What is your front end?
Oh, it's just React. I was a designer for a few years.
What are your secrets?
What did you learn about embeddings?
Yeah, so first of all, we learned that like BG is way better than ADA, because like the last time we used, when we were first using embeddings, like we were mainly using ADA. We've been using BG a lot more recently for our projects, for like our Koticha project. But yeah, like it's just like way more obvious when you're seeing it here. I wonder if I refresh, it's just we keep the API we're using. Let's see if we can get it. But it becomes really obvious, like, so try. Okay, so this is maybe looking at. So yeah, we just keep going through them. But oh yeah, so like orange here, like it's like okay, yeah, it's like, you know, related to like fruits mostly, you know, and you see like lion is like down here. I don't know why dolphin and lion are like pretty much equivalent in this case, like big, you know, carrot. I don't know why penguin's higher than lion, whatever. But so it's like some interesting things, right? But if I change it to actually this did like a little bit better.
Tiger's up there.
But yeah, tiger is like, you know, really far up until like I type the G or like whatever. So and there's like weird qualities like that. But yeah, Ada's just like much worse. It's like you get it a lot more as you're playing with like different examples. Yeah.
What problem were you trying to solve?
Yeah, so mainly like we do a lot of like, you know, we use like Playgrounds, for example, OpenAI Playgrounds a lot to prototype. Even though we have it like all built into our app, it's like a lot of times it's just nice to be able to iterate on prompts faster. And so we haven't seen a good way to be able to iterate on embeddings as easily. Like, sure, yeah, you can just like do it in Python and it's fine, but it's just like if you're just trying to like, and then for example, just having like nice control over how you're chunking and different types of data. Like, are you trying to categorize like different sorts of questions, or you're trying to like find specific parts in like a code thing, like a piece of code. Yeah, being able to compare different models as well, super helpful, because different embedding models have different like strengths and weaknesses in different areas. So yeah.
I really like the inspiration of creating a playground, just like how ChatGPT created a playground for LLMs, doing it with embeddings. The thing that's unclear to me is like there's like embedding visualizers out there like Nomic for doing those embedding spaces and whatnot. What inspired the decision to choose this like strictly text-based visualization as opposed to something more spatial like that?
Totally. I think it's kind of like what Zubin was saying, where it's like, I think people, this is kind of like the probably like low and maybe also the other end of the IQ bell curve or something, where it's just like, you just type in stuff and you see it, right? But like ChatGPT is like somewhat similar, where it's like, you have like very like little control, especially early on, like of like what's happening. Like you can't set the temperature, you can't like, so it's like, yes, if you had more control, like you can get much better results. But it's just like, yeah, just at a very base level, for example, like being able to like just like have very like easy control over chunking. Like again, like I have like a design background, like well, not originally, but most recently. And so yeah, just being able to like iterate quickly on it is nice. I would love to have like more visualizations and stuff like that. Like it'd be super cool if you could just do like different you know, projections and like 3D or something, or different, you know, image. But
Part of it is like what you can create in the constraints of a hackathon.
Yeah.
That's true.
This is all in hack.
Yes.
All of it.
Emphatically.
But made with Sidekick, which is coming out.
And made us go
Okay,
fast.
so-
You can see our commit history.
Yeah.
You're allowed to write the code that raises code.
What?
Are you allowed to write the code that writes the code? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That is the existential question.
Writes the code.
We're back in that case, yeah. Cool.
Okay.
See?